welcome back to the Kayak Show. Hola familia! Here we are on a super exciting edition. We're really excited today because we finally get to introduce to you the new Galaxy Wahoo S Series. Super proud of this kayak, the whole team, 2 years in the making. Thank you to everyone out there who helped us build this kayak with great ideas from all over the world, trying to incorporate them all into one kayak that the dimensions allow it to be used still for paddling. For those of you who said, hey, sometimes I do like to go out paddling. Well, 360 long, it's 82 wide, 26 to 38 high, depending if you use the systems in the middle, but very maneuverable kayak and actually usable as a paddle. So for those of you who asked for that, here it is, but we want to also adapt it for the pedal system. Here's finally our beautiful, the Galaxy Kayaks pedal drive system, forward and backwards. Lovely sleek shape, standard propeller system in it. Very cleverly designed central console that would allow you to remove it very easily in and out of the water. Clip-in mechanisms, we'll show you the details in a minute of how everything works. Same system, same kayak, pull out the pedal system and guess what? Super easy to insert. The Propel 44 pound, we have a 54 pound version coming out as well. Motor, clip-in mechanism, easy slot system, off you go, turn it on, and you can use the same kayak either for paddling, for pedaling, or with the motor if you're feeling a little bit lazier. We'll go into details about how all that works. All of this on one kayak with all the standard accessories you expect from Galaxy Kayaks. Thought out for fishing, having fun, having a great day on the water, all in one kayak. As you can see, we're very excited about this. It's been a long time coming. We've had to keep it close to our chest. We've been asked a lot of information. We finally get to share it with you, and we're super proud, and I'm happy to show you more detail. So the first thing that I guess we need to talk about, well, the first thing I think people want to hear about is the pedal system. So let's go straight into it and we'll talk about the pedal system. It's a fairly compact, easy to use pedal system. We designed it with a typical propeller system, backwards, forwards motion. It's got very simple click-in mechanisms here, which you turn, you can tighten it, and it's fairly lightweight and easy to use. The pedal system, you can see, comes out in one easy piece. Fairly small. It's good weight. It's about just over 7 kilos. And yeah, fairly compact. It comes with 2 different pedals on it. We have what we like to call the traditional pedals because we have a lot of people who use these with their shoes. Slippery conditions, icy conditions. We've been asked to people, so we included the stronger, let's say, cycle style pedals. And it also comes with the more plastic, softer pedals if you like to go barefoot in the summer heat. We've had a lot of requests for that with the strap mechanism on it. So we said, hey, let's bring it both. What we really tried to do with this kayak is to make it, our idea when we designed it was that it would be an extremely adaptable kayak. The fact that we left a lot of open pieces, a lot of different things that can be adapted by you. More and more of the kayakers out there want to adapt the kayak to their needs, and it was very difficult to fit it all in one kayak. So what we tried to do with this, with the Wahoo S, is to make it adaptable. So actually you can adapt it to whatever you need. So we try to incorporate as many things as possible that can be changed according to your needs and your fishing styles. So nice simple pedal, goes forwards and backwards. It comes with a nice easy bulk mechanism, so you can slot it in, pull it out when you're on the water, place it up front and come in and out. So another thing when it comes to the pedaling, of course, we need to talk about. So to put it back in, you just make sure you align the propeller, clip it in place, nice and firm. You then have these latch mechanisms, tighten the front, and a latch mechanism at the back and at the front. Tighten those down, make sure it's nice and tight, and there you go. And you're in position, you're ready to pedal. Of course, so with this version, what we had to do is make sure that the seat was movable, which is an adaptation from the first Wahoo. Since we designed the first Wahoo, I think we've been thinking about the next evolution of it, what we could do to add pedals and make it even more complete. And this was one of the big changes we did. So you can move that depending on your needs, forward and backwards, and lock it into place. Of course, when you're using a pedal system, important to have a rudder, handheld rudder system. So we incorporated the new rudder system, handheld rudder system, very smooth. We did it at a vertical angle because we thought it would be the easiest way to steer back and forth. The actual rudder at the back is similar to the original Wahoo, but we changed and gave it a handheld option. Now what we did in this kayak also is we made sure we left the foot options, because a lot of our customers were asking, well, if I'm using a motor on the kayak, I like using the pedals. It's fun, it's easy. I put the motor on and I can use the pedals to steer the kayak, and I can use my hands and have them free. So we thought, okay, we left them in the new model. So we left the pedal system in, and what we did is we left the grooves on either side so that you can, if you want to, make a hole through the grooves, reattach the cables through to the pedals, like we have on the original Wahoo or on the Albaran, and you can change it so you steer the rudder with the feet. So that would be done here, through here, and the cables would be attached from there to the pedals, which would allow you then to steer the kayak with your feet. You would leave the handle there, or you can remove it. That would be up to you. We left that also optional and easy to do. So moving on to the paddle option. Important when it came to designing the paddle option was to keep the dimensions manageable, at 360 long, the width, the height, and the rocker especially, to make sure it still can be used as a paddle kayak, which is very rare nowadays. Any of the pedal kayaks are huge, clunky, chunky, very difficult to use with anything else but a pedal system. So we really wanted something that you could use if you wanted to paddle. We had a lot of outpour people who said that, look, they like to use it with a paddle. They like to do the upper body workout. Some mornings they just want to go out in the water. They don't want to pedal. Some people have a knee injury, and what happens if I want to use it? We had a lot of really interesting comments, so we thought, let's design it so it can be used as a traditional paddle kayak. So we use a lot of the dimensions of the Albaran, which is one of our top selling paddle kayaks, and we kept a lot of the figures, the rocker of it, the shape, help it break the waves well. You know, we really designed it thinking that it should be used, or it could be used as a paddle kayak. So it comes with a paddle, of course, as standard to help you do that. It comes with a high seat option that, you know, for the longer journeys, calmer days on the water, when it's not so rough, it works, it's comfortable, it's very easy to use. Now, if you want to go and you feel like getting down lower in the water and paddling with a different technique, this seat can be removed, and it's perfectly adaptable. The shape of the mold has been designed so that it fits in like all of our other kayaks. You could put in the tracker seat if you want to, the tracker seat with the higher cushion at the bottom, which is slightly more comfortable, keeps it a little bit higher off the water. Or it could be used with our traditional seat as well, lower seat to go low in the water. So we designed it thinking, hey, let's keep it adaptable. Again, the whole design of this kayak is really thought out to say, well, there's so many different needs across the world, and people want so many different things out of a kayak. We really thought, well, let's design something that can be adapted in as many ways as possible. As if it wasn't enough to have the paddle option, the pedal option we just talked about, we also have the motor option. The Propel 44 is the motor that goes with the Wahoo S Series. We also have it in a 54-pound version coming out soon. The motor is great fun. I think a lot of you have tried it. We had a great blast with it. Super simple mechanism. You take out the pedal box from the central hatch and you install, easy to pull out and easy to put in, the Propel motor 44. Okay, it comes with its regulators. It comes with a nice foam seal around it so it fits nice and tight. The motor can come out. You can take it with you as you will. It's got your clips mechanism inside. You simply make sure your propeller is pointing in the right direction, and you make sure that the hatches, they meet the clips. You put it in place, push it down one side, push it down the other side, okay? And it clips into place. Nice and tight around the edges. The foam sits really nice and tight inside, so the motor is nice and sturdy in there. It comes with the traditional plug that we bring with it. It's got the clip-in mechanism to line it up in place. So what you do is you take your socket, open it up, make sure the clip and the groove align like that. Once they align, you just simply screw it in, make sure it's nice and tight. It comes with a seal on it. You can push it nice and strongly in. So that attaches into the socket. The socket, as you know, goes through the kayak and comes out into the motor mechanism, into the battery compartment at the back. We can hold your battery. You can hold one battery, you can put 2 batteries in there if you want to keep. What we've added here is the fish finder clips as well. So you can have your fish finder if you'd like to use one, and using the battery, you can use the same battery, or you can put a separate battery if you prefer it, and you store them all in the back, pass the cables through, and you have it here. So everything's in the back, all the cables are hidden. Come out here, one socket mechanism, everything comes through here, all the electrics come through here. Easy plug in. You have your regulator on the motor. It has 5 forward speeds, 2 backward speeds. It's got a battery gauge, tells you how much battery you have left, which is really important when you're going on long distances. And the motor fits in nice and snug. Fantastic way to use the kayak. Really great fun to use it that way. We've had a blast with it. So that is the Wahoo S Series with the motor option, with the pedal option, and with the paddle option. Now, let's talk about a bit of the details of the kayak. Great kayak, fully decked out for fishing as well. Not only does it come with all these different options, but of course we also added in all the extras that we've learned over the years that you guys all love. We have 2 rails on either side of the kayak. Each rail has 4 units inside, so you can attach a variety of accessories, fish finders if you prefer to have them on the side, different rod holders, and a bunch of GPSs and the 1,000 contraptions we like to have when we're out fishing. So the rails are on either side. Not only are there 2 in the front, if we move to the back, either side has 2 shorter rails as well. If you like troll fishing, or if you like to put your flags on it, those come in the back as well. So it's got 4 rails. Each side of the kayak has 7 attachments. So that's 14 attachment places on the kayak. That's just on the rail. So if that's not enough, I don't know what is. We've also added, as far as that goes, we have the copper, the 2 vertical starport mounts in the front. So of course all of our kayaks, as you know, are well equipped to attach any rail-based accessory. So looking at the kayak further along, we can look at the back. If you look right at the back of the kayak, we've also installed 2 copper inserts for a horizontal starport that can go to the back for a camera boom, a flagpole, and whatever you may wish to add to it. We've also added these 2 individual copper inserts right here by the handles, which we were asked to install by some people who like to very specific accessories they prefer to add. So those are there. You can even change your paddle clip and put a sturdy paddle clip in there if that's the mechanism you prefer. So deck it out however you want. I think this covers absolutely any possible need you can have as far as fishing goes. Moving on from the fishing, we have the traditional paddle supports with a bungee like we have on most of our kayaks on either side. Sturdy handles on either side. Moving on to the pedal systems. So we talked about the rudder. The rudder for us is something that's very important. We had a lot of detailed discussions about rudders. And there's a lot of different opinions about which system is better. So after many months of discussion, we thought, hey, let's put them both in. So what we did is we installed initially the handheld rudder system here, which it'll come activated with the handheld rudder system. So you attach the handle, which means your rudder will be here on the hand on the left side of the kayak when you're kayaking. You can use this if you're using the pedals, or you can use it if you're using the motor. Either way, it comes with the traditional rudder on the back side that moves on the other side of the kayak with the cables passing through the kayak. Easy to use, very smooth turning left and right, and it works very well. Now, for those people who prefer an external, well, actually, let me go back a second. You can use the same rudder system if you want and change it to the pedals for the feet. So if you rather steer the rudder with your feet, you simply remove the cap, take the cables out, pass the cables through to the foot rudders. To do that, you need to make the holes in the inserts we've already made in the kayak. We've left them there prepared. So if you want to, you pass the cables through here, attach it to the foot controlling rudder, and then you use your feet to control the rudder. That would be used with the traditional rudder as you have it. You can then use your feet. You could take the cap off here if you want, and now you can use the motor if you want with your feet controls, or if you prefer to paddle, you can use your feet to control as in the Albaran or in the Marlin or many of our other kayaks. Now, what we thought on top of it, we would add is a lot of people prefer the external rudder. So we thought, right, you have the option of handheld, you have the option of foot controlled rudder, but you also have the option to install a different kind of rudder. So if you like the inserted rudder that comes standard with the kayak, that's great, that comes as is. But what we've done, for those who prefer to have an external rudder, as we have with the Albaran and the Marlin, which some people prefer, we've added in grooves in the back of the kayak, so you could take the cables out, you make holes in the grooves, pass the cables through, and we have copper inserts installed in the back of the kayak, so the rudder, you could have an external rudder. So you attach the entire mechanism, you can buy that separately, attachment, you can extend the lead to lift it and lower it, and you could have the external rudder attached to the same kayak. Again, the external rudder could be controlled with the hand, or it could be controlled with the feet. So that pretty much covers any possible need you could have. So wherever you are fishing or whatever your styles are and whatever you're paddling, you could change that and adapt it to however you like. So you've seen how the fish finder attaches, all the rails work. We've got copper inserts on either side here. If you're attaching a fish finder, most of the time we recommend you put it on the right hand side, because we've also put a transducer hole directly underneath the scupper plug on the right hand side. Remove the scupper plug, pass the cable, have your fish finder either on the right rail or centrally located. You can pass the cable through the scupper plug on the right hand side. Cable goes through. We have a transducer hole, a very large transducer hole for the ever-growing size of the transducers. It comes with copper inserts inserted into the hole already, so you can attach a transducer nice and neatly tucked away inside the hole. On this model, we've also added 4 copper inserts on the outside of the hull, which allows you to put the cover on top of it, cover your transducer, make sure it's tucked away nice and neatly, and keeps the kayak very streamlined for paddling. So that's another great addition on the Wahoo S Series. So guys, we've looked at all the details, we've seen how the different systems work. Let's go try it out on the water where it counts. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Stability is fantastic. It's light, it's maneuverable as a kayak. It's really quiet, the motor. Really fun ride, really comfortable to get up and down. You know, when you're fishing around, you can stand up, you can sit down. Really, it's got some really great little features. I really love this kayak. It's so much fun to be with. You got different accessories for different days, or choose the one you prefer and stick to that one, whatever your choice. The Wahoo S Series, I think it's got, you know, really covers a really wide base of needs. In fact, I'm gonna go back out, but I really hope you guys enjoy this kayak as much as we do. And, you know, tight lines, have a great time, really enjoy yourselves out there, and see you next time.